so make sure to subscribe. The genre is just about high school girls trying to act cute. It's hella boring and honestly nothing crazy. But what is crazy is our number 9 spot, harem/reverse harem. Crazy good that is. Number 8, childcare. Now this sounds like something beautiful, and that's exactly what I thought until I watched the anime called Bunny Drop. The anime is about this 30-year-old man whose father dies that was 80 years old, and his 80-year-old dad had a kid right before he passed. So ultimately, he gets custody of the kid, and the anime focuses on the beauty of raising a child and just how beautiful life can be. And after finishing this anime, I thought life was truly beautiful until I figured out in the manga he smashes her as soon as she turns 18. Number 7, yaoi/boys love. Just so you know, I'm not judging the people that watch this genre, but to be honest, I'm low-key judging, cause what the fluff is this? The anime immediately starts out with the main character Makoto walking into his university, which is shaped like a hot dog, by the way. Then the show explains he's dating this one guy, but every guy in school is trying to marry him and have his kids. Then boom, the show time skips and the main character is now tied in the auditorium without any clothing tin on to everyone's display. And he's like, how the fluff did I end up like this? And the principal responds with, because I love you and will marry you, and starts trying to give grapes to his student. So he screams out his boyfriend's name, and luckily he saves his sorry ab by diving in without any clothing tin on. And he starts fluffing his boyfriend in front of the whole school. The next guy to try to give grapes to my boy Makoto ties him up and puts fruit all over his body. So his boyfriend one taps his sorry as well. And this keeps happening over and over again, pretty much the entire episode, until Makoto's boyfriend finally gets tied up and they try to give grapes to him instead of Makoto. That's until he breaks free with his LGBTQ magic and starts to do some unforgivable things to the bad guy for messing with him. The end. And yo, I'm not gonna lie, that was one of the worst anime I've ever seen, but it's not nearly as bad as our next genre, because in number 6 we have H anime for being so goontastically amazing. Number 5, Ichi, which is slang in Japan for playfully textual, but the T is swapped out for an S. And the reason I put it below H anime is because with H anime you know exactly what you're getting yourself into, whereas with this genre you think you're watching normal anime until they just start taking off all their clothing tin and schmidt like that. Which brings us to our next anime called Very Private Lesson, which is a crazy title when you learn about what this anime is actually about. It starts out with his teacher trying to stop a fight, which gets his sorry ass knocked out cold. But before he gets knocked out, he makes sure to look at this teacher girl's skirt. And up there, he sees Snooze's Patreon. If you want all of my videos uncensored and the full series of all the anime I make videos about, make sure to join my Patreon, the link in the description. After this happens, he decides to get some dinner with the teacher girl, and he said he needs to go to the bathhouse to take a shower. But the teacher girl tells him to come back to her place since she has a shower at her apartment. So my boy's hype. He's about to get some teacher peaches. On the way back home to her apartment, he sees this high school girl with candy cigs in her mouth. So he puts that schmidt out and goes on his merry way. That's until the high school student demands his sorry ass take her home. So they hop in a 1990s Uber, and immediately my boy is like, "Witch, you ruined everything." And she's like, "Why are you so upset over an old lady?" And he's like, "She's the same age as me, we're both 24. But before my boy can even speak, she's like, "How's this? A 16-year-old body instead." And puts his fluffing hands over some watermelons. After this, she leaves and gives my boy a kiss. And from here on out, the relationship of the teacher and the student blooms into something very, very illegal. In our number 5 spot, we got Intest, but the T is switched out for a C. You guys can already guess what this one is, so I don't have to say much about it. But yeah, it's pretty messed up. But what's even more messed up is our number 4 spot, Ugly Dastard. Now this is where the genres really start to get messed up, so you can only imagine how bad our number 1 spot is. This is a subgenre made in anime where an old disgusting Discord mod of a human touches no-no squares and sometimes even gives grapes to younger girls. The anime is called Yura Jutaijima. It's about this school field trip that left 5 students wrecked at sea, with 4 of them being girls and 1 of them being this fat fluff that every girl in the school hates. It starts out in the future showing my boy glubbing all 4 girls at once, but there's actually an explanation for this. There's this deadly virus and the only cure is my boy's fluids. And with my boy Blubber over here being the only guy on this island, the girls are forced to feed off him to survive like a mosquito. After a little bit of this explanation, the anime just shows them glubbing over and over again with no real substance. But what does have real substance is our number 3 spot, NTR. And if you don't know what this means, it's short for Nederare, which translates in English to being cheated on. Yeah, pretty much just anime made for Sneeko. And you know, I was feeling like Sneeko one day, watching some of this bullshit, and I stumbled across one of the most disturbing anime I've ever seen in in my entire life. It starts out with showing this witch is the most popular girl in school, and she has this childhood friend named Akito, and obviously they like each other. And if you're wondering where he got his scar in his face, well, he got it from saving her from a dog, which shows how much of a bond the two really have. So one day the two of them are walking into school and they get stopped by this PE teacher, and the mother glubber starts pressing Akito for his look on his face because he thinks it's disrespectful or some schmidt. And the whole time they're talking together, the gym teacher is just thinking about the girl's cocoa melons and also thinking about playing Smash Bros with her. So fast forward a couple hours and the witch is getting ready for gym class. That's when the PE teacher sneaks in and gives her some grapes. Akito, noticing